Hello and welcome to another exciting Read Aloud. I am your lovely host, Miss Disney, and in today's Read Aloud, we are going to be reading another story from a Twisted Tale anthology called Voilà. What if Remy had met Colette first? By Liz Braswell. Another Thursday shift was over. The lingeringest customer had left. The last pot had been scrubbed and dried. The final tally of supplies had been carefully conducted. Gusto's was closed. Colette, the chefs, and the entire staff always gathered in the kitchen and shared a midnight snack and social wind-down from a hard day. Skinner was the only one at Gusto's who often skipped this ritual. He was either too busy in his office going over proposals from those who wanted to cash in on Gusto's legacy, or already gone in that ridiculously large leather upholstered car he was so proud of. Colette wished she could miss that night's gathering, too. She used to love the communal, weary toast of santé, muttered with glasses in hand, the feeling that they were all participating in the same unending battle. But she was tired, really tired, flat out exhausted from a physically and mentally demanding job that went into the wee hours of the morning every night. And then there was being the only woman in the kitchen. It was 21st century Paris, and things did not seem to be moving as quickly in the world of cuisine as they did in the political or even corporate worlds. Lalo, the head of the kitchen under Skinner, had immediately accepted her as an equal when she first joined the staff, but the dessert chef and the garde-manger, Pompidou and LaRouge, let their prejudices slowly dissipate only once she had proved herself in the kitchen. Mustafa, the Montreal, still made sure none of the patrons knew when it was a woman who had created something amazing. He claimed it was because of their prejudices, of course, not his, which might have been true. But then again, it was a chicken and egg situation. And Skinner, well, in the end, despite his general nastiness, he was a practical man, more concerned with money than haute cuisine. When Colette had offered to work for less than an equally skilled male rotisserie chef, he had gleefully hired her and gleefully promised to put her out on the street if she failed to keep up with her male co-workers. Colette had outlasted 8 garbage boys, 3 pensionnaires, and 1 sauceur, and she was still standing, defending Auguste Gusto's legacy, showing her commitment with a toast at the end of every night. But was this it for the rest of her life? A continual grin, a constant need to prove herself? When did she win? When could she rest? When she became chef de cuisine, was that even when she wanted any more? Because she was ruthlessly honest with herself, Colette knew that she was not as creative a chef as her idol. She could make literally anything she was told to, all from memory, and certainly as well as the very best chefs. She could even improvise based on what produce was freshest, what fish was available, what special cuts the butchers had set aside for her. But when it came to true culinary creativity, like Gusteau's, like René Renzelli's, like Kitty Cormon's, she didn't have that final burst of inspiration that meant genius. Colette was fine with that. She had little interest in chocolate salmon skin, wasabi foam, or smoked at your table and fermented sort of drinks. A 5-star meal served with enthusiasm and perfection was her idea of a good night. They used to serve that up at Gusteau's, but now they were going through the emotions, repeating and re-repeating the same recipes and menus, hoping to win back the stars that were lost. One, because Auguste Gusteau faltered, another because he died. And, all right, her life was feeling a little empty in other ways those days. She loved the kitchen camaraderie at some other establishment late at night, but men in the culinary world were, unfortunately, porks. They either treated her condescendingly, dismissively, or as competition to be destroyed, but more because she threatened their manhood than their careers. In short, they made terrible boyfriends. Colette stepped out into the brisk Paris air. That smelled vaguely excuse me. That smelled vaguely of dumped soup, vegetables, and sighed. She looked up, hoping to find a wishing star, but it was pointless. The sky was a black void with no answers or ideas. She shook her head, adjusted her leather jacket, and took off for home on her motorcycle. Just one more shadow in the gloomy city night.